Let's make a shrimp Alfredo. So here I'm marinating shrimp, fresh garlic, extra virgin olive oil, red chili flakes, and then I have a mixture of salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. So that goes in, mix it really well, and then what I'm gonna do next is place this in the fridge for about 35 minutes. That's all it needs. The shrimp is a very thin, fragile meat, so the marinade will go in pretty quickly. So about 35 minutes later, in a hot pan, I'm gonna add in olive oil and then butter. Keep in mind, this dish is gonna take about 8 ounces of butter or an entire stick of Kerrygold. So the next step, once that's heated, butter's melted, I'm gonna add in the shrimp from the fridge, and then you're gonna cook that down. Now, one important thing is to not overcook your shrimp. So I'm only cooking it halfway here, and then I'm gonna remove it from the pan. But first, let's add in a little bit of dry white wine, about a half a cup. You're gonna get that to marry together, let that evaporate, flavor the shrimp, take the shrimp out, and now the next step is to build a sauce. So here I'm dumping in heavy cream. That's about a half a cup. You can use a cup, it doesn't really matter. And then freshly cracked black pepper. And then from there, I'm gonna mix that and then start to reduce it. The key to reducing it and keeping it thick is right here. That's a lot of butter. I know, I love butter. So keep on adding the butter. It's gonna be about 8 ounces total. And then I'm adding in Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna let that melt. Right now the heat is on medium. You don't want it to burn the cheese now that it's in there. So with cooking, you gotta adjust the temperature, you gotta make sure it's very dynamic. So you see this right here, that's the thickness that you want for the sauce, just so it can squeeze together like that. And then I added in the Zoodles, which were pre-cooked to get rid of all the water because nobody wants a watery, low-carb pasta. I think that's a problem that we all face. So this is a trick. Cook it before and then add it to the dish. Here I'm adding in more butter, and now I'm adding in the shrimp. So the shrimp is actually about 75% cooked, and now with the heat on medium, it's gonna cook through. So right now, once it's all mixed together, all you're trying to do is incorporate the sauce with the shrimp, with the Zoodles, the butter, you're gonna melt that. So you can take it off the heat right now. Everything's gonna cook through. It's gonna be delicious. Next step is to garnish it. You can use tarragon. In this case, I use parsley, traditional. And then of course, take this dish over to, well, in this case, a paper plate and start to plate. So I put the Zoodles down, placing the shrimp, and then the next step is to add the thick, creamy, buttery sauce. And then of course, top it with Parmesan cheese. Enjoy.